loud "yo" announces the arrival of John Cornwell, CFO. John is the only executive he knows who, after 17 years of marriage, still makes his wife breakfast in the morning. When the personnel in God's Central Casting sent this one out, they missed it. If ever a white man should have been born black, it was John. He was the only person George knew that could name all the members of James Brown original band and backup group. If John had his way, the Righteous Brothers would have been a trio. Cornwell, a little Richard in pinstripes, who not only knows numbers, but knows what to do with them. After reviewing some projects together, with John injecting financial sanity into George's creative strategies, their conversation moves toward the 10 o'clock meeting. "So, what do you think?" Cornwell volunteers. "Think about what?" George replies, carefully eyeing his morning companion, who is starting another one of his fishing expeditions. "About the reason for Branson's meeting this morning. Don't act coy with me." John Cornwell continues, "You know I'm too cool for that." "Well, if you're so cool," George looked with mock disgust, "don't act like a Willie Poo Poo." "Like a Willie what?" smiles John. "A Willie Poo Poo." "What the hell is a Willie Poo Poo?" "Someone who goes fishing but forgets to bring bait," a matter-of-fact George Myers states. "So now I'm a Willie Poo Poo, am I?" He said. "Not now," said George. "You always were. Next time, buy some bait. You know, night crawlers work pretty good." The terrible two couldn't hold back any longer as a roar of their laughter echoed through the catacombs of the empty cubicles. Two Willie Poo Poos. As they mulled other corporate affairs, John noticed George getting a familiar faraway look in his eyes. George is leaving. John, having seen this behavior before, waits silently for about a minute, when his facial expressions say that George has returned. George once explained to John that when he leaves, he visits remote areas of his subconscious mind. If anyone else had told him that, John wouldn't believe it. But he has seen George leave and seen him return with strategies and solutions beyond those that could be ascertained by any information provided. The results of these visits have both saved and made millions of dollars for the shareholders of CDI, and millions for George also. This was a short visit. Sometimes they lasted for hours. His staff only knew that when the special light attached to their phones and the one above his door was on, George was in the war room and did not want to be disturbed. John was one of the few individuals that knew why. George began to explain to John what he saw. "I heard a click and I saw a motor, with a broken cord, but it was still running. I heard another click and it stopped." Both men went silent. "That's it?" said John. "That's it for now," said George.